Welcome back to the vlog. Time check, it is 6:53 in the morning, which isn't that early to be fair, but it's early to be heading to the studio. But I promised that these vlogs would be occasionally really interesting, and hopefully today is going to be one of those days where it's really interesting because there's quite a lot happening. Heading down south. If you've been watching the vlog, you probably know what I'm about to go and do, but just a very quick one if you haven't been watching it, if you're new to this. Heading down south for a collab with another YouTuber, which is very exciting. And then I'm going from there to a location unknown to me. It's been booked by the team to go camping on my own with this car, with a tent that I've never put up before. So the reason that I'm going to the studio now is because I need to get the gear for filming and all that stuff. So I'll show you what I'm going to take. It's been, is it Wednesday? It's only Wednesday. It's been such a busy week already. London completely out of the blue yesterday, which was worth going, 100% worth going, but yeah, it was an out of the blue trip in this car as well. That's the other thing. I've got this Mini Countryman, which is the brand new Mini Countryman, on loan for a week. It's a press car. That's the reason that I'm going camping, is to review this car basically. But yeah, I took this to London yesterday for another press thing. It's getting into busy season now. And yeah, drove down to Westfield Shopping Centre and then went from there to Oxford Street, did a little press thing there, went back to the studio. It's been a crazy week, a really crazy week already. I do like that car. I'm in the market for a new, well, I'm nearly in the market for a new car myself, and it's a little bit tempting, I'll be honest. If you know, or if you don't know, I've got an M2 at the moment, but it's getting to the stage where it does need replacing. I've got no idea what to do with it or where to go next. And driving that Mini Countryman, it's the John Cooper Works version, so it's for a petrol head like me, it's the one that you'd buy. It's got some faults, but it's also got lots of positives, and it is a little bit tempting, I won't lie. Anyway, I'm forgetting that's completely irrelevant. I need to get my stuff together for this camping trip. So let me gather the stuff that I need, or the stuff that I think I need, and I'll show you what I'll take done. I think I do have a car this time, so I'm not carting this stuff around London, which would be very annoying. So I can be a little bit over exuberant with the stuff that I take on this trip. So let's just go from left to right. So we have the iPad Mini. That is going to form part of this kind of, the tech that I take away with me camping. I don't go camping very often. In fact, I haven't been camping for many, many years. But the point of this video, apart from the car, is to throw some tech into it as well. So the iPad Mini would come with me if I went camping a lot. That would happen. So that's the iPad Mini. The Mantis Pod. I've talked about this a lot on the vlog. It's just brilliant. I love this thing. It's so easy to just slap your camera on, to fix your camera onto this and just do lots of really cool angles with it. So that's going to be very, very handy for a car review. Mic, this is the Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, I think it is. This is basically the mic that I use for 98% of the videos on Mark Ellis Reviews. It just works. With a great big dead cat on it as well, because wind. Memory cards, some tools just for removing things and putting things back on. 2 cameras, so I'm taking the ever-dependent, well, is it dependable? It has overheated a couple of times. Overheated a couple of times. But in terms of size and image quality, etc., the Sony ZV-E1 is an absolute godsend. It's brilliant. So that is definitely coming. I think I'll use that probably more than this one, which is the Sony FX3. Fun fact, this is basically that, but smaller and with no fan, and that's pretty much it in terms of what it's missing. They haven't taken much out of it at all. It's incredible what they've done with that ZV-E1. Anyway, I'm geeking out about cameras. Must stop. So FX3, and then 2 lenses. We've got the Sigma, this is the 24-70. I shoot all of my B-roll with this. Sometimes I shoot A-roll depending on what's going on. But this is my main A-roll camera. My main A-roll lens, which is the Sigma, I always forget, 16-28 f2.8. Brilliant. Rather than spending an absolute fortune on the Sony version, just get this. Touch wood somewhere. This has never let me down, and that hasn't either. Anyway, 2 lenses. That's for the 2 camera stuff. This will shoot loads of B-roll of the car, although I'll probably do some B-roll of the car over the weekend, I think. Pair of headphones for audio editing and stuff. They are the Titan headphones, reviewed them a little while ago. Another action cam, this is the Osmo Action 3, that is going to be very, very useful. Batteries for the Sony cameras, some lights. These are really cool. These are the Aperture, what are they called? The MC something? MCA or MC something. Very, very powerful lights. Battery powered, obviously, and could be very useful. This is a Nanlite tube. Again, that could be handy. Not really intending on using those lights, but you never know. The old trusty dust remover. Top handle for the FX3, which could be useful. A backup mic. To be fair, I think I'll use this over this because, well, this is a better mic, I think, personally. But this doesn't require battery power, whereas this does. So that could be handy. I think this trip is all about contingency. You know, what could go wrong tech-wise and what could go wrong filming-wise. Just bring as much stuff as I need to, basically. ND filters, so basically that will let me use these cameras and these very wide aperture lenses in very bright sunlight if I need to. Been here, haven't we? One of my favourite tripods ever, which is a Manfrotto something. Don't even know what it's called. It's a 190. This is just brilliant. Love it. Bit heavy, but again, it doesn't matter. I need something heavy duty for this, just for, you know, depending on where I end up today. And then all of this has to go in. Oh, first, before that, drone. This is the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I've not used it a huge amount. It's appeared in a few of the videos that I've done for Mark Ellis reviews, but I think I'll use it a fair amount today and tomorrow. All of this needs to go into here and here, which I think it will. There's some other stuff in here. There's some other kind of action cam mounts and, you know, stuff, basically. There is a fully waterproof case if I need that. Don't think I'll be doing anything particularly adventurous like that. But that's what I'm taking, basically. Doesn't look too bad. So anyway, I've got to pack this into that suitcase, go home, spend a bit of time with my son and my girlfriend, and then it's, well, hit the road. Somehow fitted all of that into there. Check me out. Also, the thing I forgot to mention is this bag, excuse me, which is full of things like my MacBook Pro. I've put the headphones in there as well, and as you guess, loads of battery packs for my phone, batteries for the action cams. I think that's everything. Okay, the car is packed to the rafters, absolutely packed to the rafters. The only thing with this Mini Countryman is that the boot isn't quite as big as you might think it would be, given that it's basically an SUV. But anyway, I've got everything in there: tent, sleeping bag, clothes, all that camera gear that I showed you earlier. What else? Walking boots. I'm not doing any walking, but you get the point. I'll probably need them at some stage. What else? Other stuff, pillow, things. The only thing I don't have is supplies. So I don't have food, water, the stuff I need to live, basically. Not that I'm going into the wilderness, but I do need some stuff for later. So the plan today, and this is quite a tricky one today because I'm filming this vlog, which I love doing, by the way, but I need to remember to keep filming these little things. So there's that to keep in mind. Then there's obviously the shoot with Pete Matheson. So this is where I'm on the way to now. I'm going to his place first to do this Vision Pro collab with him. That won't take too long, but I need to get it done, so I'll get there for about 11:30ish. Then I need to head to this mystery campsite, and if you weren't aware, I don't know where this campsite is. I know it's down near roughly where Pete's studio is, but that's all I know. So it's a bit of a mystery where I'm going. So I need to get to the campsite, but obviously this is a video. I'm making a video. I'm not just going camping. This isn't a holiday. Oh, phone's going off. This isn't a holiday. It's not a holiday for a lot of people, I appreciate that, but this definitely isn't a holiday. I've got to make content, so I am reviewing this car. So what I did this morning, if you find this interesting, hopefully you do as you're watching these vlogs, is that I spent the morning mapping out the video for this car, and it's a bit of a crossover video, basically. So it's going to be about the tech that I take with me on this camping trip, because that's what I'm all about, obviously, but it's also a review of this car. So it's not going to be a Top Gear review of this car, obviously. It's going to be a fairly, relatively basic overview of the interior, the exterior, the driving experience, the funky things it does. But that won't be a massive part of the video, to be honest. Most of it's going to be the camping, the tech, and, well, I think that's going to be the case anyway. So I spent this morning mapping that out. So I've got a bunch of bullet points that I'm going to work from. And what I'm going to do is split the filming up into 2 days. So after I've done the stuff with Pete, that's when I'll start filming for this video. So I'll start with doing the hook. I've got an idea for the hook that I'm going to do. And then the intro I'll do in the car. I might even do that on the way down here. I'm in two minds about that. But then get to the campsite, do a little thing about me getting set up with a tent and stuff, which could be interesting. No idea how that's going to pan out. I've never put this tent up before. No, and it does say it's a two-man job. Nice. So yeah, do that part of it. Possibly do a bit of exterior stuff about the car, and then tomorrow do the interior stuff when I'm talking about the interior, and get some filming done as well. So get some B-roll filming done of this car. So I've brought the drone with me. I've got a couple of cameras. I'm doing it on my own, which is tricky. Although I might rope my dad in at the weekend to get some additional B-roll, because they're coming for the weekend. But anyway, waffling as always. That is the plan today. So firstly, let's get to Pete's. Quick pit stop. This needs to keep me going until later, basically, because I've got no barbecue, I've got no stove, those little things that you take with when you go camping with the gas bottle. I've got none of that stuff at all. So, and like I mentioned earlier, literally nothing to eat or drink at the moment. So just to play it safe, I've bought lots of bad food. So massive sausage roll, chocolate, coffee. Yeah, this needs to keep me going. So messy. The good news is the weather looks alright. So hopefully, ironically, as I'm going camping, you may not have me moaning about the weather today. It's apparently due to rain at about 5 o'clock. 30% chance of rain at 5 o'clock tonight, which is roughly when I'll be trying to set that tent up, so that'll be a laugh. But it feels a bit warmer, the sun's out, fingers crossed. Time check. Keep forgetting my time checks. Time check it is. I don't want to look without taking my hands off the wheel, obviously, even though this car it's not automated driving, but it's got this kind of lane assist stuff and adaptive cruise control, which basically keeps you on the right in the lane, basically, and speeds up and slows down for you based on what's happening in front of you. That's very clever, but I'm not going to put that to the test, obviously. But time check, I can do it like that. 9:56. I'm due at Pete's in an hour's time, which is good timing. 11 o'clock. Let's get there. Okay, we are seconds away from Pete Matheson. He's round here somewhere. Round here somewhere. I've only seen his studio on YouTube, obviously. I've seen the exterior of it a couple of times, but as always, you never really know until you get there. We're down here somewhere. Okay, cannot find his studio. It's really hidden away, properly hidden away. I think I've spotted the entrance to it, to the car park. I'm just going to drive down here and see what happens. Not much can happen, can it really, apart from it not being the right place. I think it's down here. Is it down here, or maybe it's down there? Keep clear. Ugh, is this? Yes, I can see his car. He drives a Porsche Taycan. Very nice motor. Okay, I've seen his car. I recognise this bit. We are in business, folks. Wow, this car park's properly tight. Yikes. Right, I'm going to park right next to Pete. Very nice. Actually, I'm just going to park here. Why not? We'll park here. There we go. We made it. Got the right one.
Hello, stranger.
Hi Pete, you're on the vlog. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Good.
This is the first studio tour I've done. That's a very good point. Turn the copyright music off. Keep that in on. Right, this is the first studio tour I've done, Pete. So on the vlog channel. So the first thing I should say, the first thing I noticed, as I was just saying to Hudson over here, is how many massive, ultra-wide curved screens are in the studio. I haven't got one. I've got one, and that's it. I feel a bit uncurved.
You like your BenQs though, don't you?
I do, yeah. Yeah, give us a tour. Then give us a quick tour.
So yeah, I mean, so this is essentially is the studio space. Sofa area. We are currently waiting for some lovely sponsor to sponsor us to make a TV review, so we can have a nice TV there. At the moment, that's one of the LGs reviewed recently.
I'll put Pete's email down below.
So my kind of desk set up at the moment, which changes depending on which monitors we're testing.
Which monitor is this?
So this is actually, it's a Dell 40-inch curved.
Don't give anything away on your screen.
I think it's like 5K, 2K kind of panels, but the thing with this one is it has a massive hub in the back, so you get 2.5 gig Ethernet, you get loads of USB, FireWire, all sorts of ports, and a USB-C charging port as well, so I can hook my Mac up and then just everything connects. It works really, really well. The bench, we had to push up the stairs outside.
The Patrick Rambles area.
The Patrick Rambles area with our fancy
phones.
Racks of phones and racks of watches and keyboards and headphone drawer and all that kind of stuff.
It's so much more organised than mine. Mine's such a mess. I always get studio envy.
You've got lighting that's fairly set up, it just kind of sits where it does now, and we can move the key lights around when we need to. All of it aperture Amaran stuff, so we can do it on the app, which is quite cool. A-roll setup, microphone setup, key light setup, and then we have this kind of bench over here. Generally stays over there, but that's where we monitor everything. That's so if we turn the camera on, it will show up on there, and we kind of keep an eye on what's going on. Random shelf of things we haven't found space for, including YouTube 100K Black.
There we go, let's get that in.
And then this currently is our kind of makeshift thumbnail / top-down footage room.
Nice.
So we turn all the lights on, we've got a little overhead rig, and we kind of shoot our thumbnails. Need some storage. I think this is a dumping ground, but it's generally trinkets and
If that's the only mess you've got, that's trust me,
we have loft space, and that's where all the boxes and
right.
mess stuff goes. But yeah, we kind of rig this sound blanket up just to deaden this. So if we want to do any voiceovers, top downs whilst we're doing stuff, it just kills the sound because the glass everywhere just doesn't help at all.
No, not at all.
What else do we do? We have that's an interesting one. So that is a double-sided slatted wooden wall thing that Hudson actually put together.
Right.
It's two pieces,
nice.
And on the other side is a darker colour, so we can flip it around and have two different kind of sets if we want to. But it also means we can move around the studio and put them behind places if you want to. Generally, it works really nicely with the sofa because you can kind of shoot into the back of that and have the, sit on the sofa and have a nice background, which is
nice.
Yeah, really quite nice. Other than that, not really much else. We've got the kitchen around here. Again, more slightly wooden walls because that's like the in thing.
Yep.
Bit of mess, so there's a bit more mess. But yeah, kitchen area, internet, storage. Got a door out here. There's another toilet and like a coat area kind of place out there. Not really anything to talk about.
No. Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of it really.
It's just so, it seems so, every time I go to someone else's studio I always get back to mine and just think I need to tidy things up and make it more more like this.
It's one of those things, when you move in, and we did all this stuff when we moved in and we've not done anything else since, so you kind of like, I just want to get on with shooting videos now.
Yeah.
Whereas like we were thinking the other day, maybe we should get some storage for there, maybe we should do something with that hallway entrance space, but you kind of just want to crack on with making stuff.
I don't think you need to at all. It's great. Nice. Right, that's the tour anyway. But no, cheers, Pete.
Thanks for having me.
Channel. It's your opportunity to high five the audience and give me your channel name.
My name, Pete Matheson.
It's really easy.
Thanks. Subscribe. Thanks, Mark.
Done. That was really good fun. I love doing this. I don't do it enough. I think that the kind of collaboration thing that we YouTubers do is really valuable. It's just to get out of your studio and go and see someone else's studio, be with other people, be with good people. Pete's a lovely bloke, as is Hudson, his editor, and we got some really good stuff out of that. So basically I reacted to Meta Quest 3, which I've never used before, and we did a reaction from Pete on Vision Pro, which he'd never used before either, and really interesting reactions hopefully on both parts. What we do with this footage, I don't know. I think a few vlogs back I gave you an idea of what we might do with it, but who knows. Anyway, I can't keep on rambling because I've got to go and make this video now. So now I'm going to put the postcode into here. In fact, let's do this on the vlog. Okay, so I've done some filming and it's been going okay apart from wind, but now I'm trying to find a campsite and fuel is getting quite low as well, and there's horses. They're lovely, but there's horses everywhere. Hello. Hello. You're lovely. You're going to see everything on this vlog. I found the campsite. And it's quite big actually. There's lots of options. There's horses everywhere because it's the New Forest. Anyway, I need to go and find a spot to pitch up, I suppose. Check me out, camper. So I'm just trying to find some kind of spot for this camping. The great thing about this place is that it is massive. So, and it's a Wednesday night. You know, there aren't that many people here basically, which means I can crack on with filming without feeling too self-conscious, because a guy turning up with a big camera, a great big mic with a dead cat on it, is a bit weird. But I think I can set up camp here and then do a shot of me driving the car in. It's a bit sheltered. There's horse poo everywhere, but again, this is the New Forest. Another shot of the countryman. What are we thinking? It feels very at home here, this car. Very, very at home. The A-roll is coming along very nicely. This is the setup in the car. I don't drive along with it like this, obviously. This is the FX3 on the Manfrotto tripod. This is for when I'm stationary, obviously. But yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. I've done about a third of the video, I think. I now need to set up the tent, and because it's Britain, it started raining. Even though it probably looks lovely, and actually, over there, beautiful. Blue skies, a bit of cloud, and then over here, ominous. Really ominous, but I need to crack on. The problem, I don't mind setting up the tent with a bit of rain, that's fine, but it's the camera. I don't want to get the FX3 wet because it's not waterproof. But this is part of the perils of being on the road. Anyway, jelly beans, they'll make everything better. I say make everything better. This is such a cool job. I've said this before. I've said this before on this vlog. I moan a bit, but I'm only moan. I'm not. It's not a real moan. It really isn't. You know. Again, if I could go back 10 years and then look ahead at 10 years, I would give anything to be doing what I'm doing now. So it's hard work, trust me. But yeah, it's nothing like what I used to do. So let's just have a few jelly beans, suck it in, you know what I mean, brush it off and crack on, even if it rains. Tent erected. That took forever. It's definitely a 2-man job. It's also a 4-man tent and 4-person tent. Let's get it right. It shouldn't look like that down there, 100%, and there's some bits left over, but there you go. But anyway, I've done the shooting, the A-roll shooting for today. I do want to do some drone stuff at some point, but I need to go and get some food because I'm absolutely starving. Can't get my words out, as always. You get used to this. I just talk so much, and when you talk a lot for your job, you just run out of the ability to talk after a while. Anyway, tent is ready. Let me zip it up. It is a lovely campsite, really nice, very lovely. Niall, put the name of it down here, please. I've forgotten what it is. But anyway, yeah, lovely campsite. Lovely horses walking around everywhere. I wish I could have shown you a bit more of me putting the tent up because it was quite amusing. Some of that will make the video for this car, but anyway, I've got to go and get some food. To the pub. Now that is cool. I bought loads of stuff basically for this camping trip because I've not been camping for about 20 years. I bought these, not sponsored obviously, S360 LED camping lanterns. There's 2 of them, and yeah, battery operated, quite bright, that's nice. I wonder where I should put my other camping lantern. There's a lot of faff involved in camping. I will say that. A lot of faff. That is not going to be comfortable. In fact, it's not comfortable. There's no... It just is not going... It's not comfortable at all. It's not going to be a great night's sleep, I don't think. But, you know, I've got my camping lanterns. I can make it as cosy as possible. Yeah. I have quite a few of these moments in this job where I think, I suddenly step back and think, I do this for a living? I've just had one of those moments, but it's for a very different reason, as you can see. What on earth am I doing? I hope this is worth it. Anyway, I can't remember the last time I turned this camera on, so I'm not sure what happened the last clip you watched. I have no idea what it was. I think I was on the way to the pub to get something to eat. I did that. It was very nice. Very lovely, actually. Really nice pub. Came back, did some drone stuff with the car, did some other B-roll with the car as well, did some A-roll in here with the camera and this terrible light setup. And what was really interesting, I was really under the cosh with it because the light was fading outside and I wanted the car still to be visible. So I had this kind of reason to really crack on. And I did, and I just flew through it. And if you've been watching this vlog over the last few episodes, you'll know that I've been struggling with A-roll recently. And it just seems that when I was put under pressure, I just did it. I performed, I enjoyed it, I think it's okay. Yeah, that was really interesting. Anyway, I am going to sign this vlog off now because I need to try and get some sleep. I don't know how much sleep I'm going to get in there. It's not looking very comfortable, but we'll see what happens. I may pick this up tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. It's very tricky filming this vlog and doing this kind of shooting out in the field, literally, because there's so many cameras involved. But I do like the challenge. Let me see how it pans out tomorrow. If I don't do this tomorrow, then I'll be back a day or two afterwards. And there's something very big coming up next week, which is very exciting. Anyway, guys, as always, if you've enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. Tell your mates. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done already. And yeah, thank you for watching, particularly if you've got this far. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Cheers.